Good afternoon, guys. How's everyone doing on this cold, freezing cold Thursday afternoon? I hope you're all keeping yourself nice and snug and keeping yourself warm. And that goes out to especially the older generation. I do feel sorry for those that can't afford to heat their homes and things like that. But yeah, before I start this video, guys, I'd like to welcome everyone to my channel. Welcome to my channel, Joey Barnett TV. Hope everyone has had a good day today, and as I said, I hope you're all fit, healthy, and doing well in life. Me, yes, I'm doing very, very well. Thank you very much, guys. Been Christmas shopping today, the first time in quite a long time. There's a few reasons for this now, guys. The reasons I don't like going shopping is because of queues. Now, I'm not saying like I don't like queuing up. What I'm saying is I don't like other people jumping queues, and when it does happen to me, it causes arguments because I'm the type of person what will confront the person what's jumped the queue and ask him if he thinks he's better than everyone else and that he should be jumping queues. So there's a confrontation, there's an argument there straight away. And to be honest with you, at the age of 54 years of age now and being so content and happy in life, that's the last thing what I want to do is be rolling around floors with people. But yeah, I've been told by quite a few people that I've got one of them type of faces where people look at me once and think, well, hold on a minute, I better not cross that line. I didn't have that tattoo on the side of my face for that reason, and all down my neck and all down my arm, and all down my chest. I didn't have it for that reason to act hard or nothing like that. I had the tattoo on my face for other reasons, which I can't really mention on here because I don't want to get myself arrested. Let's put it that way, guys. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well today. I can see my subscribers going up every day. I check and they're going up just a few. And as I said in my last videos, slowly wins the race for me all day long. And I didn't really come to that decision in life until I was in my 40s. I always thought that you had to rush things, get it done yesterday, otherwise it won't get done. But when you rush things and do them things very quick, you seem to mess things up and things to go wrong. So when you take your time, breathe in your nose, out your mouth, and take a moment, things do go your way a lot better. So yeah, slowly wins the race for me, guys. So let's open this podcast up, this video up, and let you guys know what it's all going to be about, because I'm sure a few of you are now looking at the screen thinking, I wonder what today's video is going to be about. It's good because I don't need to really use other people's content or lie or fabricate stories like other YouTubers do. Everything I tell you is coming straight out of the horse's mouth, straight from my heart, and it's all down to like life experiences, my experiences. And that's why, I'll never, ever run out of content, because I've got so many life experiences in different aspects of life, including going to prison, committing crimes, taking drugs, and other things too, relationships and most things in life. I have actually got the answer to them, guys. And yeah, a lot of people, I'm just moving his phone, a lot of people do actually rely on me for answers, and it feels great. It feels great to be a leader, because I'm not a follower. I've always been a leader. So yeah, it feels great. But today, guys, this video is going to be about institutionalized. Now, why I've come up with this subject, as I said to you, I do like bringing my own content onto my channel, and I don't need to bring anyone else's on. So why I'm mentioning this subject to you is because I was institutionalized for a good part of 30 years. What caused this was going to prison for very long periods, getting used to the environment what I was in at the time, and it became normal to me. Being outside to me became, and this is the dead honest truth, at one stage in my life, being outside on the road to me became a headache. It became, although I had family and I had all the support and I didn't want for nothing, it still became a headache to me. Because when you're in prison, you're stuck under one roof. You've got the doctors, the opticians, the healthcare, you know, the canteen. You get your food near on brought to your door. You've got a bed. You've got a roof over your head. There's not much really you need to worry about when you're in there, apart from getting out. But that's the only thing you need to worry about. So yeah, I quickly became accustomed to being institutionalized, and on that, you know, I've done untold different sentences, and to say I've done all big massive sentences would be a lie. You know, I've done 3 big sentences. One was a 12 years, one was a 5 years, one was a 3 years, and one was a 3.5 years. So I don't know, I haven't counted them up. But then, you know, the others are 12 months, 9 months, 6 months, 3 months, and there's just so many of them, I just couldn't count how much I've done. So yeah, by the time I actually got out of jail and realised that I didn't want to go back in, and the light switched in my head, I was institutionalised. And to be totally honest with you, when I got out on that big sentence, let's just talk about before I got out on that big sentence first. Now, because I was an ACAT prisoner and I was an escapee, I was a very, very high risk. Now, I understand how the prison system works, that they didn't want to give me the opportunity to not come back from prison or to escape, because I've already got that on my record. It's on my pre-cons and I've got that at home with me. But that's why the prison system didn't want to give me the opportunity to escape, and that's why they wouldn't put me into a CCAT or into a DCAT. The best they done for me was downgrading me from a Cat A and an E-man to a B-Cat, and I actually got released as a B-Cat prisoner from Maidstone prison. And it was my sister Pamela and my brother-in-law Robert what come and picked me up from the gate in 2005. I'll never ever forget that moment, because you know, when you get released and then big doors open up and you start walking back into reality, it's something what you just can't explain to people. The euphoria you get, the buzz you get, and yeah, you can imagine what it's like. But yeah, that 12-year sentence, I did not get 1 day of resettlement, and I don't know any other inmate or prisoner what has done any lengthy sentences like me. And I know quite a few. I've got quite a few pals in this system still now, and quite a few outside what can vouch for me, if need be. But yeah, I don't know any other inmate what didn't get no resettlement on any lengthy sentences, and I was one of them. Now, what it done to me was, because I served, I think it was like 8 years, 9 months of that 12-year sentence in one hit behind the door. That's nearly a decade. Things had changed so much. The first day I got out was a whirlwind for me. You know, I'm lucky. I'm very, very lucky that I had my family there to support me and there as my safety net. And you know, I moved straight in with my sister Pamela and her husband Robert, because they've always had a spare room and it's always been open to me, which is a really nice thing. But yeah, if it wasn't for family and friends, then there's no way would I be sitting here now, because what it done to me of getting out on that big sentence was it completely and utterly freaked me out. I wouldn't come out of my bedroom for a few months. I was eating the same meals outside of what I was eating inside. So like things like tuna, you know, I even started putting like boiled eggs in the kettle and things like that, what you do in jail. I remember coming out of my room one night. It was probably around 11 o'clock, and my sister was going to the toilet. I bet she can vouch for this when she watches this. We bumped into each other, we crossed paths, and I forgot where I was. I forgot I was out of jail, and actually asked my sister, "Is it okay to turn the light on?" So silly things like that really, really affected me. You know, I could not cross the road on my own for the first few months. I had to have someone chaperoning me or someone with me all the time I was out. Big shout out to my cousin Lee Gilmartin, because he was one of them in 2005 when I got out in that big sentence, what probably snapped me out of it more than anyone. Although my sisters was there for me, you know, and they still are today. Lee was coming around to my sister's house, picking me up every morning and taking me to the gym. And we was going to a gymnasium over in Bognor. And, you know, that's what slowly got me back into the routine of being home and being in reality now. But yeah, having no resettlement really freaked me out. And if it wasn't for my family, it would 100% have been a revolving door. And I'd probably be in there now. So I do feel sorry for those that haven't got no family, and for those that come out and have got to go into probation hostels and things like that because they're homeless. I've never had nothing like that. As I say, I've always had my family around me. But what I did have was no resettlement, no home leaves, no town visits. You know, I didn't see the street for near on a decade at a time. So you can imagine what it done to me. It really, really freaked me out, guys. And it took me a good part of 6 months probably to get back into reality, guys. So I hope you enjoy my content, guys. But yeah, when I got out on that 12-year sentence, I wasn't out long. Maybe 18 months, 2 years, still on licence, and I got nicked again and got recalled on that sentence, and then got 3 years on top. So I had to serve 18 months. This was in 2005. So I had to serve another 18 months out of that 3 years and finish off the remaining sentence on my licence for the 12-year sentence. So I ended up doing another, 3 or 4 years on top of the original 8.5 what I'd done. So, I knew by the time they released me, I actually done every day of that sentence. And that is what that's what the prison really was aiming to do all the way along from day one, from the off, was to set people up to fail. And the reason why they've done that is because every time an inmate goes through that door, it's all about the money, revolving door. And that's why they didn't really, give me no resettlement, or didn't give me one bit of time, because they were setting me up to fail. And that's what they do with most people now. They, set them up to fail. I understand that, when you're naughty, when you deserve to go to prison, you've got to go to prison. But when you get a lengthy sentence like that, it's just like letting a wild animal out of a cage what hasn't seen no daylight and must have been locked in a cell for years at a time. He's going to get out of that cage and bite everyone. That is what I was like, but I wasn't biting everyone. But yeah, I was gripping life, taking the ball by the reins, and I was galloping off on it, and I was running that fast that I started to get back into the swing of my old lifestyle. So that just goes to show you that going to prison is not a deterrent. It does not stop anyone from committing crime. It's not a punishment. To some people, like to people with no previous convictions, to people that's never been to jail, it might be a punishment. But to someone like I was, a career criminal, it was not a punishment. What it was for me in the end was I used it as a health farm. So, I'd be using drugs, living in the fast lane, and then all of a sudden I'd go to prison. It'd be like my rehab. And, that's a vicious cycle. And breaking them revolving doors was a really, really hard thing to do. And I didn't actually start knuckling down and getting my life together and reforming myself and getting drug free until I was 42 years of age. I'm now 54, so yeah, I've had 12 or 13 years clean. So how you're seeing me today is probably the best I've ever been in my whole life from a very early age as a kid. But I'm going to leave this one here, guys, because we've got to get ready to run the dogs out the back. I hope you're liking the content. I might upload some more content when I come back in. But for now, have a great day. Thanks to all the positive feedback, what you give me. And thank you to anyone what's, that believes in me and shares my story. And thank you to those that I inspire. You inspire me, guys, and that's why I upload content. And I'll carry on doing that for you guys because it's you guys that are helping me out. Peace. Have a good day, man.